Jamal Khashoggi was murdered in an absolutely brutal way. His death was ordered by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, known as MBS, who is best buddies with Jared Kushner. And there's talk about the possibility that it was actually the Saudis from somewhere in the family, the ruling family, who bailed out the Kushners' albatross. The building 666 Fifth Avenue in New York City was in such debt it was going to bring down the entire Kushner family fortune, and Kushner was desperate. And there's talk that the Saudis helped him out. Next thing you know, a journalist working at the Washington Post, who would have been in a position to perhaps hear some things, some rumblings, maybe was digging around a little bit himself. The question is, was Khashoggi murdered because he knew too much about how the Saudis bailed out the Kushner company, especially over 666 Fifth Avenue? Again, a crazy name that would not have, if you wrote this in a novel, it would be rejected for being too on the nose. I've been reading on the energy for a while, and it feels like Kushner is just about to have an absolutely epic meltdown. I don't know if it'll be in public, but you don't know the pressure I'm under. You don't know. You dump this on me. MBS is, when you talk about throwing people to the wolves, MBS is the wolf. Some nasty energy swirling around him. Yep, that's the card that wanted to come out. A message. What that looks like is that, what it feels like is Khashoggi did hear something, did learn something. And that MBS is, well, I think the technical term is nuts. They passed. Sometimes this comes up for the Kushner family for me. I believe Jared Kushner has a sister. But the Kushner family was just getting along as best they could, and everything was, when their father went to prison, everything was thrown on the children to have to keep things going. By hook or by crook. Secrets, center of the reading. Bad secrets. Many more dark secrets than light. Struggling. Making appeals. Desperate. Young and experienced. Or certainly not experienced in these things. Not being able to rely on other people. Advisors, the way that a normal corporation would. Not being able to use regular channels. Being turned down by the normal banks. This often comes up as a Saudi king, who very much rolls with a bludgeon. His kids feeling very small. Both very smug and very small. Saw themselves as part of the elite. The absolute elite. Grandiose version of the grandiose view of themselves. But they needed a phenomenal amount of money. Because the thing with 666 Fifth Avenue, the way that the Kushner company was finally able to get out from under it, it was that a company took out a 99-year lease on the building and offered to give them all of the money up front, which was like almost $1.5 billion. Yeah, just phenomenal, crazy amounts of money. Inexperienced people. Kushner was so vulnerable, and he was in such a place to be taken advantage of. And now the government is looking at everything in Kushner's life. He's in the government, but the government is very much in his business now too. And his position next to the president made him even more vulnerable. I wouldn't be surprised if he sold some information to them. Hoping for a path, trying the insanity of trying to save their financial business after having taken on that horrendous building that they massively overpaid for. And what other people see. What he was afraid other people would see. Kushner terrified that this is what people would see. desperate. Small and desperate. Crusade, gonna... Mar-a-Lago. And he pulled it off. It took a lot out of him. And it cost a lot. Emotionally. Security. Maybe even secrets. And now he has to fight for the backers. So, is this why Khashoggi was murdered? Did Khashoggi find out something about this? It's like it's going to sound crazy, but it's almost like I'm getting a partial answer directly from him, and he's saying it doesn't matter now. But I'm saying, no, we need to know. He got the message, so yes, he was looking into it. The building. The way that Kushner was being manipulated into feeling important. Not only saved financially, but made to feel important. But bad things have to be done when you're running with this crowd. This feels like selling secrets. You wash my hand, I'll wash yours. You rub my back, I'll rub yours. Nothing quote-unquote important. Stuff they definitely have to keep hidden. There's talk that Kushner and MBS are talking via the WhatsApp app, which would also make it impossible for their messages to be saved for the official records. And justice is coming. It's coming for Kushner, but it feels like justice is also going to come for MBS. Maybe not justice in America or anything like that, but where he is, it feels like they're both going to end up being severely punished. Kushner, it feels like in prison, dreaming of the days when he could jet set, having to fight for even basic dignity in prison. Someone else who hates Trump. They're all going to hate Trump with a passion. Manafort, Cohen. But the more I read on this MBS, his energy is vile. His energy is vile. And you only go near him if you really are a fool. And if you're not looking where you're going. All you're looking at is your money and your family's position and your father who went to jail for being corrupt and dumping everything on you and expecting you to make things work. So you get in bed with people you shouldn't. He wasn't cut out for it. It feels like prison again. For Kushner. That's what I'm getting. It's sad. And it's just ringing in my head. Kushner's going to prison. Kushner's going to prison. It's like, okay, well, if the evidence is there, then so be it. All we want is justice. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.